Yeah, my name is Victor Gwinka. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. It is another wonderful day, midweek edition of Today in the News on Vanguard Life newspaper. And yes, we are going to do our reviews from 5 national dailies, and we are going to be looking at the major headlines. And of course, you know what everyone is talking about this moment after that creation of portfolios for new ministers yesterday, and there has been a lot of reactions from Nigerians, from everyone, oppositions, and of course we say congratulations to everybody that has made the list one way or the other. And it is another subject of discussion if they are, a square peg in a square hole or a round peg in a round hole, like you thought. But we still get to that where we show you our our opinion poll on that. But very quickly, let us go straight to the front page of Vanguard this morning, where we see 6 new ministries created as ministers get portfolios. That's on page 5. Interesting riders too. What to get graft? Fight insecurity, Buhari tells ministers. Yes, what to cut graft? Fight insecurity, Buhari tells ministers. And then Aslai Mohammed, Ngige Malami, Onu, Adamu, Amechi retain positions. Okay, what Buhari new ministers must do? APC, PANDEF, Wanese, NBF, everybody giving their own advices on what Buhari and the ministers should do for them to have a better outing, we say. And no cause for chair, Afenifere Oshutokun, it's a poor parade. PDP, of course, why not? All angles represented on that one. Okay, you can see it on page 5 of the Vanguard. You are going to tell us what you think, and you can see the pictures of some of the ministers, their ministerial lineup, who is where. We have Magashi in defense, Ahmed finance and budget, national planning. We have Mohammed information and culture, and we have Akpabio Niger Delta affairs, Amechi transportation, Aregbesola interior, Dari youth and sports, Keyamo minister of state, Niger Delta, Fashola works and housing, Gengbemi Saraki minister of state transportation, Ngige labor, Sadiya Farouk ministry of humanitarian affairs, disaster management and social development, Suleiman Adamu water resources, Sylvia minister of state, and Mamora minister of state for health. Okay, all of them on the front page. What do you think about that list? And you can go to our social media pages. You can look into our Facebook, our Twitter, and join the poll. You see it. Buhari ministers cabinet, are they a round peg in a round hole? Is it a perfect fit for you? Are you disappointed, or is it just none of your business? Because we have been getting some of those reactions, and so far we have the polls showing different results, and interesting ones from Nigeria there. So the last time we checked the result of that poll, it turns out that a lot of persons seem to be picking different angles from there, and over 860 comments we have already on our Facebook page, and on Twitter also. Lot of voters, and as it stands, about 21% have said that it is a perfect fit. Another 46% say it is disappointing, and 33 think that they just don't care about that list. Okay, you tell us what you think here on this comment, and you can also go to share your opinion on that one. Yes, it is still on the ministers and the new cabinets created. Okay, that's on page 5 of the Vanguard. Yes, and on page 48 we have arrest herdsmen grazing at Akure Airport. Mieti Allah tells Ondo police. Isn't that interesting? Coming from Mieti Allah, the association for them, the herdsmen, that we all know, Macban, saying that the Ondo police should arrest herdsmen grazing at Akure Airport. First question: Al Bushi, what's happening at the airport? Why do we have so much grasses that would invite herdsmen to graze in that area? That's the first question. The airport must have been in a very unkempt environment or condition that would have attracted herdsmen going to that place. Or what do you think? Okay, but good move there from Mieti Allah. That story is on page 48. And on page 10, we have Nigerians stranded in Benin Republic as FG shot Seme border. Nigerians stranded in Benin Republic as FG shot semi-border. We always talk about having a measure, a palliative measure before making some steps. And right now, Nigeria stocked up in another country's border because of the closure. And of course, we have been talking about them having a watertight security around our borders, and starting from that end, it looks like the federal government is ready to take some drastic measures already. And of course, more people would be affected. If that is your route, if you have a business in that area, you should check out the story on page 10 and see why, so that you won't just fall victim next time out. Okay, there is one small story, and of course it is a big one, and we should say congratulations to Africa. This was looking like something that would never happen, but 3 years down the line, no new case of polio in Africa. Wonderful, wonderful there. WHO to declare Africa polio free as Nigeria marks 3 years without cases. That's on page 8. I think that's a very beautiful one there from all the African countries all together. It looks like more things can still be achieved together if we put our minds to it in Africa. Polio, 3 years down the line, and by 2020, if no new case arise, it looks like Africa will be declared polio free, and then just so one day we would be malaria free also, and then we'll see what that is. Yeah, and still on page 8, our presidential tussle. No law requires me to tender my certificates, Buhari insists. Yes, is there any law asking the president to tender certificate? But of course, there are laws that would make you tender your certificate when you go to seek a job. White collar job, blue collar job, whatsoever job, you would need to tender your certificate. But the president is saying no law requires me to tender my certificate. Buhari insists. Yeah, and I'm sure he has proof of that, backing by the law. And on page 9, we have Taraba police killings. Of course, Wadume will continue to be in the news as long as they are developing stories. Don't forget Wadume, the notorious kidnapper that was rearrested by the members of the intelligence response team of the Nigerian police following that ugly incident that happened in Taraba between the police and the Nigerian army. Okay, where 3 members of the police were said to have lost their life, but again another regrouped team went and caught Wadume far away in Kano. Yeah, very, very impressive one there, you would say. If the police are set to do something, it looks like they'd have a way of getting it done. That story is on page 9. Wadume video worries joint security panel. Wadume video worries joint security panel. Okay, and if you're just joining us, it is today in the news on Vanguard Live, and yes, we are doing the newspaper reviews, starting from the ministerial nominee to security matters, and of course election, X-Men, and everything all around. Okay, you should join the conversation. What do you think about the ministers? What do you think about Wadume video? If you've not seen that video, of course you're likely going to see it on our website, www.vanguardngr.com. Yes, so bring your comments in. Let us have an intelligent discussion this morning. What do you think about the ministers? Please keep it simple. What do you think? Okay, what do you think should be where or shouldn't be where? Yes, and we have a columnist Gambodori on page 17, and of course if you want more pictures of the ministers and of their portrait, to get it on page 12, page 28 and page 29. Okay, it's a total package for the ministers there. And something on energy said Bonny Light dips below oil benchmark at $59.74. Okay, and finally on the front page of the Vanguard, we have Olufashion on page 31. Buhari certificates, Atiku's nationality sagas are red herrings. Okay, that is it. Okay, before we take some sport news, let us see what people are saying here. Okay, on the comments section. Okay, Mwajoke top fan Unwoke is saying good morning here. Amos saying good morning. Okay, Kingsley Emerkin is saying if the airport is unkempt, is not enough reason why elders should graze at the airport. Of course, there is no reason. There is no reason enough for the airport, for there to be grazing at the airport. Nobody says there should be any, but of course, the airport should be tidy enough in the same thing. Also, yes, Yetunde Jackson saying is a list of recycled ministers. Then Olabode Oluwaseun says Buhari above the law. Let him do what the former minister Kemi Adeosun did if he claims to be an integrity man. This time, what would they be doing it for? What would he be doing it for? Yeah. Okay. We'll see. We'll take some more comments. But then again, let us take some sports news this morning on the back page of Vanguard, where we have Akindare is new Minister of Youth and Sports, jets out to Morocco for African Games. Work started almost immediately and is far away in Morocco to link up with the team, the All-African Games ongoing at Morocco. And then Ukraine friendly, Agu replaces injured Ebuei, and Chukwueze wins Villarreal's Revelation Player Award. Interesting for Chukwueze. Looks like it's from one glory to another one for him. Liverpool Chelsea legend Torres bows out Friday. Finally, the legend himself, Fernando Torres, almost unplayable in his 8 days, taking a bow from football this Friday. And Man United to meet Twitter over Pogba racist abuse. Man United to meet Twitter over Pogba racist abuse. And Ronaldo ends of retirement in 2020. Whoa, okay, that's one that most people are not prepared for, as Ronaldo earlier said that he can continue in this stride till 40, but right now it looks like he has dropped a hint on his retirement. Okay, let us take some other news from other newspapers, and we go straight to the Guardian this morning, where Buhari's female ministers are displayed on the front page with the major headline: worries over oil sector as Buhari returns as minister. Yeah, indeed, Buhari returns as minister of petroleum. Yeah, Fashola retains works, housing, loses power ministry to Mama. Aregbesola Akpabio Kenyamo gets interior, Niger Delta ministries. PDP faults alleged degrading of cabinet as aides to Abba Kyari. Yes, and you can see the list of the ministers right there on the front page of the Guardian. Okay, and just in the same way, you have on Nigerian Tribune, Buhari creates 3 new ministries, separates aviation from transport, takes power from Fashola, reintroduces police affairs ministry, retains petroleum portfolio, merges budget and national planning with finance. I don't know much about interior ministry, Aregbesola says. Interesting one there, and then very, very funny also. FG injects 600 billion intervention fund into power sector. Good one, FG. Let's just hope that we see the reflection of that money and power. Yeah, and then straight to the punch. To the punch we go, and we have Buhari knocked over urging ministers to report to Kyari. President reduces new officers to chief of staff's clerical aides. 2020 budget, your first assignment. President tells ministers. Okay, 2020 budget is the first assignment. Yeah. And then Nigerians to pay more for power from 2020. Nigerians, are you ready to pay more for power come next year? That is coming from the federal government there. And then finally on The Nation this morning, on The Nation we have Atiku didn't deny Cameroon, says Buhari. Atiku didn't deny Cameroon, says Buhari. Ibadan 21 hours likely to lose crown. Yes, and you can see some ministers taking their oath of office there. Fashola gets works as Ngige Amechi Lai retain portfolios. Aregbesola is interior minister. Yeah, Army captain on payroll. Army captain on my payroll. Wadume reveals. Interesting. Army captain on my payroll. Wadume reveals. Okay, if you're just joining us, that is how much we can take this morning from the newspapers. We go to the comment section, see what we can take there, and then move on to the social media proper, where we have more comment. Yesterday Jackson say power that's not constant, a big no for me. Yesterday saying she would not pay more for power because it is not constant. Okay, and she also thinks that police affairs ministry is a good one. Okay, let's see if there are more. Is Isaiah Ayola, top fan, saying Mr. Aregbesola is already complaining about his portfolio as the Minister of Interior, meaning he is a square peg in a round hole. Okay, and then Gams Troy saying Buhari should vacate the seat, is not qualified. Okay, to be president right from the onset. That is your own opinion on this one. And then many more comments again coming in. We are going to take them as much as we can, as long as we have the time. So let us check up what is happening on Twitter this morning. We have Thursday motivation. We have Thursday morning. We have Sandy, Lukaku, Adekunle, Arsene Wenger, Jide Ford. Yeah, and everything around it. Let's start from Thursday thoughts. Thursday thoughts. It is this morning. Cyril Afua, he said, don't ever see other people as below you, for as you treat others, so you'll be treated also. The third Newton's law of motion. Karma is everywhere. Interesting. Karma is everywhere. And Lindan says some people grow up and become plastic with no ability to give or receive, an empty shell with no sense of self-worth. Okay, we don't know where that is coming from. One final one there. Say when you begin to force your partner to put you on their profile picture, you are level 1 of depression. Fantastic. You don't have to argue anymore on that one. Yes, let's go straight to Aregbesola making the trend this morning. What do you want to say about Aregbesola? It says already that what he doesn't know so much about the ministry. Olonitola Tunde Victor says, I can't blame Aregbesola from he knows his strength is works, education, not interior. Is a round peg in a square hole for Buhari. Adebayo Ashitu once said he knew nothing about ICT and communication when he was appointed minister. Yeah. Then in Kiruka, he said, this is a big mess, Nigerians. Yeah, your interior minister, the newly appointed interior, Ogbeni Ralph Agbesola, has said he knows little about the policies and operations of his ministry, aiding that all he knows about the interior was what he read in the newspaper. Yes, and on like that. A lot of comments and bashing for Aregbesola on that one. Okay, let's see if we can take one final one. Arsene Wenger. Why is Arsene Wenger trending this morning? Okay, someone wants to know, if your life was a football team, which of these great managers will you pick? Will you pick to manage it? Let's hear your reasons. Arsene Wenger, Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, and Sir Alex Ferguson. What's your pick? Okay, lots of banter around Arsene Wenger this morning. I think you should go and join the conversation yourself if you are so interested. Yes, and there are some more comments again on our Facebook page. We have Alakwe Moses. He said president should step down as minister because he's not qualified to be president. Talk more of ministers. So you think? Then Nnaemeka Ichigo, top fans say ministers without integrity, EFCC candidates. And Emmanuel say it's weird and ridiculous that the youths have no place in Buhari's government. Yeah, and Nnaemeka says recycled looters as ministers. And then Emmanuel Uwem says, isn't when these appointed ministers are having a celebration of their appointment, what's the jubilation to serve about if not celebrating to steal? Indeed. Don't forget to join that poll again. As you can see, the poll asks, are Buhari's ministers round peg in round O? The comments and continue to trickle in. You should join that conversation and let us see what you think about that. Until then, we would have to go now, and till we come your way again, it is Today in the News. And of course, just so you don't miss anything, catch up with all the exciting news on our website, www.vanguardnigeria.com. My name is Victor Obuenka, and I've been working with Idowu Bankole as my producer. Okay, see you next time.